And we should be live. Gonna make sure everything is all working. And then we can start. Audio sounds just fine. All right, let's get the show on the road. So we've got the AFC and NFC Championships today. We're going to find out who will be playing in the OFL Bowl, which I'm planning to stream tomorrow. So we've got four very unlikely teams in the AFC. Every single road team has won so far. So we had the 6th seed and the 7th seed, the Aviators and the Diablos. The Aviators have beaten the Pioneers and the Wizards. Hold on. There we go. Okay. And then the Diablos have beaten the 2 top seeds, the Dolphins and the Browns. So one of these teams is going to make the OFL Bowl. The Aviators, of course, led by Matt Corral. It seems like everybody wants the Aviators to lose. I don't know why. I guess everybody didn't really want to play the Aviators, which I don't blame them. But the Diablos have sort of surprised the world, and they made the OFL Bowl 2 years ago. They nearly won it. They have a chance to get back. In the NFC, we had the Rams and the 49ers. The Rams are the only home team to have won a playoff game this year, and they've won 2. They clobbered us, and they barely squeaked by Atlanta. As for the Niners, they somehow beat the Bears with the backup quarterback, and they made history by finally winning a watched game against the number 1 seeded 14-3 Carolina Panthers. So Siri's going to pick which game we start with. It's you and me today. I figured people probably are going to be a little bit slower getting in because, like, school and all that. So, I get it. Siri, give me a number between 1 and 2. Game on the left is 1.
It's 1.
1, okay. So we're starting with the AFC Championship. Siri, give me a number between 1 and 2.
It's 2.
2. So we'll be using the Aviators as they are home. Imagine being in school. Facts, but some people, you know, nerds and all that. Doing another AP Gov practice for the OFL. Oh boy. Alright, these teams don't really have many jersey choices, so which team do we want wearing white? Because I don't think either coach is here. You're in college, what do you mean? Yeah, but I don't go to, like, physical school. Although I do the midterm, like, right after this stream, so... If one of these games goes long, that would be a problem. Oh, echo. There we go. Does anybody have a preference? 1 vote for Aviators wearing white. The Aviators' home jerseys are black and the Diablos are red. The Aviators' white jerseys are kind of clean. They don't look good, I feel like, in the menu, but in-game they actually looked pretty nice. Didn't even say welcome SGYT. Well, in that case, welcome to the stream SGYT. There we go. Another Aviators wearing white. Okay. Yeah, I feel like we haven't really seen the Diablos wear red too often. So I guess we'll change it up today. See the Diablos wear red for the AFC Championship game, and it is snowing. Oh boy. I guess if the Browns had beaten the Diablos, they would have lost anyway because Nick can't win a snow playoff game to save his life, nor can he beat Matt Corral to save his life. So can Matt Corral do the unthinkable on his 4th team in 4 years? Can he lead him to the OFL Bowl, or will the Diablos be back for a 2nd time in 3 years looking for some unfinished business? Snow game in Ohio? Crazy. This is why Ohio sucks. Common Ohio L. So the Aviators will start with the football. So that means we get to see Matty C out on the field first, leading the Columbus offense, who played pretty well last week against the Wizards. Neither team really tried to run the ball. It was pretty much Corral versus Mahomes, and, well, Corral won. Who would have thought? Ohio doesn't exist. You might be right. And if it does exist, then it shouldn't. There's Rondale Moore, Viking legend. He was on our team for a good, 2 games, but he's still a legend in my book. There's Sam Laporta, everybody's least favorite player when they're going up against him. The Aviators do it, the second-place winner for the Rookie of the Year, Dontavius Brown, in the backfield. He didn't get much touches last week. He was mainly running out there for cardio. He does get the ball here, and he gets the first down. We for sure know Wyoming doesn't exist. We do know that. What's good, Dan? Welcome in. Corral with a nice throw up the middle. So far, so good for the Aviators. Can't wait to see Noah Sewell lock up Sam Laporta in the OFL Bowl. I mean, I would like to see Noah Sewell do well. He is a Duck. So, I wouldn't hate to see that. I think there's Sam Laporta again. The Diablos' defense was exquisite last week against the MVP, Russell Wilson. So, it'd be a little bit funny if Matt Corral went off on them after all of that. Noah Sewell to the Lions. Who says no? Not me. I'd be down with that with our second pick. We could use a linebacker, get somebody next to Rodrigo after we pick Bryce Young with our first pick. That sounds great. Sam Laporta is a beast. He torched your defense. Your defense is not alone. Sam Laporta is a beast in watch games. He already has 3 catches today. I think I touched on it the last time we saw the Aviators. It could be a scheme thing, because when N'Keal Harry was their tight end, he caught 100 balls. So it might not just be that Sam Laporta is really good. It might just be that, the Aviators' scheme or whatever is, perfect for getting tight ends the ball. I don't know. Your Bryce Young to the Eagles agenda might be dead. Yeah, I would say it is, but we'll carry the torch for you. I would do bad things to have Bryce Young on my football team. I would do bad things. Let's talk about Aaron Rodgers. That was a fun game to watch. It was a fun football weekend for me when neither of my teams were playing, so I didn't have to stress over them. So I actually got to enjoy football, and I got to see the Packers get killed by the Jets, who I guess are my unofficial second team this year because I've pushed them the agenda since May. So I guess that's the closest I'll get to the Lions beating the Packers this year. Oh, they're going for it. 4th and goal at the 3. I feel like they're going to run it. I honestly don't think they should. I don't trust them to get this. And they don't. I would have thrown the ball there. Look for Sam Laporta on a play-action fake or something. Jets, Jets. Sauce is a menace. That was funny. I've already been a huge Sauce guy for a while, but that was beautiful. Sauce was already one of my favorite players in the league to begin with, but now he's probably even higher. If that's a face mask, that's kind of bad. You can't face mask in, inside the 5, because that totally changes things. And it's not a face mask. It's a holding on Andrew Voorhees. So it's now a 1st and 11 at the 1. Oh, they declined it. I guess that's smart, yeah. Yeah, you should decline that. 1st and 11 or 2nd and 10? If I'm the defense, I'd choose 2nd and 10. Yeah, the Diablos are probably just going to run the ball because they're inside their own zone. They could look to throw it here, but I think they're probably just going to run it. Which I guess isn't a horrible decision. You don't want to get safetied. Who is the Diablos coach? That one gamer is the Diablos coach, although he hasn't really been active lately. The Diablos are the only team without an active coach in the conference championships. So, I almost, not that I'm rooting against the Diablos, because I don't dislike them, but I would rather a team with an active coach win, so I guess I'd rather see one of the other 3 teams win. It's time to go to Buffalo Wild Wings and get the Sauce Gardner wing sauce. That seems like a perfect NIL deal. Not that I guess you need NIL in the NFL. You can just get endorsements. So Columbus has it back. That could have been intercepted. To be fair, RNP hasn't been active either. That's true, but his team also isn't good. So I guess it doesn't really matter as much when your team is doo-doo. Although the Seahawks were good towards the end of the year, but overall they were not good. Nice play by Dontavius Brown, the user. The Aviators' offense looks pretty good. They don't have any points, but I would say they look pretty good. They're moving down the field pretty nicely. Look at Brown go. He breaks a tackle. Dontavius Brown, is he going to take it all the way? He is. A 45-yard touchdown, and the Aviators are on the board. Kids, this is why power backs are better than receiving backs. Cough, cough, I.T. Thomas. Dontavius Brown is showing off his best Derrick Henry impression on that play, and the Aviators are on the board first. Holy moly. The Aviators did not run the ball last week, and they still won. Today they are giving Brown the ball, and it looks like it's working. So, I guess give Dontavius Brown the ball more. Nick Chubb is better. I mean, you're not wrong. I mean, he did have, 200 yards last week? So, I'm not going to disagree. Ravens won the Cancun Bowl over the Black Knights 69-66. The Black Knights would allow that many points with those corners. Dan threw it up to DJ Moore to win, and no one was even near him. That doesn't surprise me. The Black Knights have, Will Harris and Amani Oruwariye at corner. I guess this year, Amani Oruwariye. I shouldn't disrespect last year's version of him. Technically, Chubb had 198. I thought he had more. I guess he had more if you count his receiving numbers, though. Nick Chubb being a really good pass-catching back is kind of odd. But, I mean, it works. If you can get someone who's like a power runner, which, again, I think is the key in watched games, and can catch the ball, then shoot. How did London do anything last year at their corners? I guess Jordan Love just carried, and this year Love wasn't as good. They finally throw the ball, and they get nothing. I don't know if the Diablos' offense has gained, positive yards today. The yardage battle is probably 150-2. Nick Chubb would be number 10 in rushing yards in a postseason game, number 2 for scrimmage yards. Holy hell. And he's number 8 for most rushing yards in a full postseason, and he has 1 to 2 games to go. Zeke was really good this season. He started off slow, I feel like, but he's been better. Especially last year. Is that Sam Laporta again? Yup, I think he's 85. Laporta already has 50 or 60 yards today, which shouldn't really be a surprise. That'll wrap up the first quarter. The Diablos have 5 yards. That's more than I thought. The Aviators definitely do not have negative 37 rushing yards. I don't know what that's about, but so far it's been pretty one-sided. The Aviators look head and shoulders better than this team on both sides of the ball. The Diablos didn't really have much opportunity on their first drive with the field position, but their last drive they started at the 20 and did nothing. Corral looks downfield. He has a wide open man. Is that 85 again? Sam Laporta brings it all the way to the 1. Does he have 100 yards? He's crazy. The Diablos are laying a goose egg today, and you got to give them credit. They were not supposed to be here, yet they defeated both the Dolphins and the Browns, who, in my opinion, are the 2 best teams in the league, even better than Carolina. But Sam Laporta apparently is too much. Where does he play out in real life? He plays at Iowa, which I guess makes sense because, Iowa and their tight ends, but yeah, he's pretty good in real life. And obviously in the OFL, he's really good. How is anyone supposed to cover him? I don't know. Of course it's Iowa. He only has 49 yards. That's not right. That last play was like 49 yards. So that can't be updated. The Aviators won't score a touchdown. Leo Chanel gets the sack. Columbus is only up 10-0, but it feels like they should be up like 30-0. I mean, the door is still open for the Diablos, but they do not look good. The only problem is Columbus isn't doing good in the red zone. They've been in the red zone twice and had 3 points out of it. Sam Laporta is the next Kittle. Yeah. He's the next Kittle here. Or if anything, he's better than Kittle here. Total yards, 200 to 5. That sounds about right. Well, the Diablos got 4 more from Finley. So they pretty much doubled their yards total. What has Kittle done here? Who's Kittle? Kittle's with the Lions. He's been, I guess, pretty mid. I guess in order to be a good tight end in this league, you have to play in the AFC North. But yeah, I think Kittle was their first or second round pick. Him or Watson, they picked in the first round, and then the other one went in the second round. But I guess when you play on a mid-team and are a mid-player, I guess you don't really get talked about a lot. Or be Eric Gilbert. That's true. Eric Gilbert's pretty good, too. And Hudson Henry's quite solid, yet he's the worst tight end in the division by default because, I mean, Laporta, Likely, and Tommy Tremble are probably the 3 best tight ends in our league. They're all really good and watched, and they all put up really good numbers in sim. So, I mean, Hudson Henry can be as good as he wants. There's not much he can do about having the 3 best tight ends in the league in his division. But my philosophy with tight ends has always been you don't need a highly rated one. You don't need to pick one high because, I mean, you can be like a Sam Laporta or an Isaiah Likely or a Tommy Tremble who's like an 80 overall and outproduce the George Kittles and Travis Kelce's of the world. That's why I never draft tight ends high. Or just move a wide receiver to tight end. That works too. Because Michael Pittman's been really good for us at tight end. Dalvin Cook has 6 carries for 8 yards. I'm going to go out on a hunch and say that's not very good. Now he is even less. Diablo's offense was so good against Miami too, but they weren't good against Cleveland. And they're not looking good here. Baker, strip sack, ball's loose, and it's picked up by Mexico City. Still a big sack, I think, by DeForest Buckner. You should get Debo and move him to running back. That would be an interesting experiment. I don't know how much I would trust him, though, because he probably would be a receiving back. And, well, we know receiving backs aren't the best in this game. But that would still be an interesting experiment. I feel like Debo wouldn't be horrible in, like, an elusive or a power back scheme because, like, his after-the-catch ratings are probably so good. Henry apparently had a game with almost 200 yards in sim. I don't remember this. Wow. I mean, he is pretty good. Go Aviators, beat the imperialist fascist Diablos. Well, so far they're dominating them. This has been the most one-sided playoff game I've seen in a while. I mean, maybe the Vikings-Rams is up there too. That was pretty bad. Weird seeing Baker in the playoffs. I mean, Baker made an OFL Bowl just 2 years ago, and he almost won. But he's looking like 2022 Baker Mayfield today. Devin Duvernay is underrated, not going to lie. Can't really disagree. You wanted to get Debo, but the carrying rating is bad. What is this carrying rating? I guess you do got to avoid the fumbles. Although, didn't Nick Chubb lead the league in fumbles this year? Yeah, that's why I left him out on the Offensive Player of the Year voting over Jonathan Taylor, because he fumbled so often. I shouldn't say so often. I think he had like 4. I guess it's not like a fumbling problem, but He did tied for the league lead in fumbles. Baker Mayfield's just shaking his head like, what the hell is happening? Why are we so bad? Get Debo and run the Niners playbook. Does the Niners playbook have like a bunch of like wide back plays though? It should, because that'd be accurate to what they did in real life, particularly last year. Sam Laporta has 7 catches for 133 yards in the first half. And I'm not surprised by that at all. If you told me that going into the game, I wouldn't really be surprised. Oh, they do. Perfect. Okay. Then yeah, Debo should be cooking in that scheme. We're showing Laporta all this love, but Corral is 14 for 16 with 200-plus yards. Matt Corral is balling. He looks great. Can they finally get a red zone touchdown? They will! Corral connects with who's 4? Is that Rondale? He doesn't look 5'7". Well, whoever that is just put the Diablos up by 3 scores. So unless Mexico City gets points before halftime, this game is going to turn into a simcast. David Bell. Okay, yeah, they do have David Bell now that you say that. I was going to say, that guy doesn't look like he's 5'7". Mexico City does have 3 timeouts. They might just run the clock out, although I feel like they shouldn't. Because they're down by 3 scores in the AFC Championship game. This is not the time to get conservative. And they're going to play conservatively and run the ball when they've ran it terribly today. Although Dalvin Cook gets like 8 or 9. So now they're going to try. I guess they're going to start running Hail Marys already, which is kind of stupid. You have 15 seconds and 2 timeouts. Why not run like another play? Oh, they're not running a Hail Mary. No, they are. Never mind. And he caught it! Oh, okay. Well, I wasn't really expecting that. I don't know why the Aviators only had 1 guy back. That seems pretty stupid. And then Baker is sacked with 2 seconds left. They're in field goal miss territory. This is no chip shot. It's probably windy as well. And the kick is good. Okay. So it's 17-3. The Diablos make it a 2-score game going into halftime. Maybe they can put themselves back in the game in the second half. They only have like 1 good offensive play, though. So I wouldn't count on it. But I guess we've seen crazier. Diablos and Broncos second half offense. I see no difference. At least the Diablos had 1 good play. Cole Riggs did it better. Well, Cole Riggs caught it in the end zone twice. So I guess by default he did it better. Good to know the Black Knights corners were out there for the Aviators on the Hail Mary. And I guess for Brown's defensive coordinator too. Why would there be 1 guy back there? That seems really stupid. Maybe that play can give the Diablos a new sense of momentum. Maybe they'll figure out how to run an offense again. Baker's not thrown an incompletion today. Huh. That's odd. He has not thrown an incompletion, yet they're getting clobbered. There's another completion for a first down. The Diablos' offense was really good against the Dolphins because of the intermediate passing. They should just keep doing that. Just try to get consistent, like 10 to 15 yard gains every play. They didn't really do that last week against Cleveland. Of course, they still won somehow. There's Dalvin. He is averaging under 2 yards a carry, doing his best I.T. Thomas impression, although at least I.T. Thomas would have like 2 nice catches by now. Baker chucks it deep, and he overthrows his receiver. So the Diablos offense from the first few drives is back. Diablos do have the guy who you let date your daughter, cough, cough, Cooper Kupp. Cooper Kupp got injured in the Browns game, but remember, that didn't save. So isn't Cooper Kupp playing today? Yeah, we have not said his name once. He's literally done nothing. I haven't even noticed him, so... Huh. Yeah, he's literally done nothing. I feel like they should try to give him the ball. He was like their one good offensive player against the Browns before he got hurt. Which I guess the Diablos got lucky that the game didn't save, so they could have him. Not that it's really done anything. EA fixed that bug. Well, did they fix it for Madden 22? I don't think they care about Madden 22. Although it's still good that they fixed it for the future. AJ Terrell masterclass for once. Is Cooper Kupp playing in the slot or on the outside? If he's playing on the outside, then I guess it is an AJ Terrell masterclass. That's going to be an illegal touching. I think he was out of bounds. Silly David Bell. Why did he go out of bounds? There was nobody near him. He might have all just stayed in. Corral is under pressure. He is sacked. If there's one good thing about the Diablos today, their pass rush has been really solid. The positive list ends after that for them, but that's been a positive. And now it's 3rd and 21. And he is sacked again. And Elijah Vera Tucker is hurt. That's not overly good for Columbus. They have 5 sacks today. They do have Montez Sweat, who had like 20 this year. Although I haven't really noticed Montez Sweat. I guess when Montez Sweat and Cooper Kupp, your 2 best players, do nothing, and Dalvin Cook, so I guess when your 3 best players do nothing, you kind of have a hard chance of winning. Yeah, Cooper Kupp's lined out on the bottom on the outside, probably covered by AJ Terrell. Because AJ Terrell's not a superstar. Their other corner has a superstar thing under him. So AJ Terrell is having a masterclass in the playoffs. I don't know how to feel about that. And the guy we traded him for was terrible against the Rams. So, like, is our number 1 corner just cursed in the playoffs or something? Hope the Aviators can go to the OFL Bowl, get AJ Terrell mossed by Colt Riggs to get the Niners an OFL Bowl win on a Hail Mary. I would not mind that. I would not mind seeing AJ Terrell get humiliated in the OFL Bowl. I would enjoy that. Assuming the Aviators do win, which they probably will, figures EA's love child is up. Maybe they are EA's love child, and I guess Matt Corral and Sam Laporta are EA's love players. Although the Diablos are playing a little better. Their defense is playing better. Their offense is having their first, like, half-decent, sustained drive. Cooper Kupp finally did a thing. Now a 3rd and 7. If they don't get this, I wonder what they're going to do. Because they're not really in field goal range. That would be pretty stupid. Okay, well that's not going to be an issue because they got it. Okay. If we make it, the Aviators will lose, I promise. I know the curse is over, but I don't know how easy it is to expect the Niners to win 2 more watch games. But I guess if the curse is over, it's possible. If you can beat Carolina, I would hope you could beat the Rams and Columbus. That's like Dalvin's first good run of the day. And now they have it in the red zone. They can make it a 1-score game. That's wild. If they score a touchdown, they'll be down by 7. And it feels like they should be down by 37. There you go. They get the touchdown. How is this a 7-point game? The Aviators got to watch themselves. Now I know why we lost. Yeah, the Aviators look really good. Although, in the last, 8 minutes, they haven't looked as good. But through the first quarter and a half, they looked unstoppable. Columbus, EA's favorite team versus San Francisco, EA's least favorite team and watched. That sounds like the recipe for disaster for the Niners. That's going to end really well. Last time we got embarrassed by the Rams. You did also win the Simcast game against them, though. Although I guess it doesn't really matter, because the only way with Simcast is if it's a blowout. Dontavius Brown's been quiet since his big run. They got to get him more involved and obviously look to throw it to number 85. There's Drake London. I think he's short because of forward progress. Put up almost 40 in the first matchup and then got bodied. I guess that's what happens when you watch the Niners compared to letting them simcast it. And in the Rams' one watched playoff game, they did absolutely dominate. So, we'll see. Third quarter in the books. The Diablos are kind of back in the game. They're only down by 7. The Aviators are still in the driver's seat, and they still look like the better team by far. But if they don't watch themselves, Mexico City could make a comeback here. And Corral is sacked again. Everyone, please type poggers in the chat for good luck for the Guardians. Any way we can see the Yankees lose, I'm here for it. There's finally a good play for the offense. They get back to the first down marker. They should just give it to Dontavius Brown here and let him go to work. Boom. Conference championship quarterbacks really just a whole big mid-off. I mean, Trey Lance was an MVP candidate, and Matt Corral is balling. Baker's pretty mid. And in OFL, I mean, DJ's probably not top 10. So, DJ's like the Dak Prescott of this league, kind of. So I guess if you count as Dak Prescott as mid, which I wouldn't say he's mid, but I mean, I guess if you consider like the 12th best quarterback mid, then in that case he'd be mid. Good throw. Like how Octi had to specify DJ and OFL. Yes, I had to specify it there. DJ is not mid in real life. He's been really good, and people don't want to admit it, but the DJ agenda has been kind of looking good. Cooper Rush disagrees with that Dak take. Well, here's the thing, Cooper. You're not mid. You're, like, lower. It's crazy that people thought that the Cowboys should stick with him. And now there are people saying the Patriots should stick with Zip and Zappy. Like, recency bias is so weird. And our corner duo is #1 in the league. I can't argue that. I mean, Darius Slay's been an all-pro, and James Bradbury's doing his thing. 3rd and 1, they don't get it. They should still make it a 2-score game, though. Yeah, I mean, Zappy's been fine. He's done well, but I feel like it would be silly to stick with him. Did he miss that kick? Oh my lord, he missed it. Is Mexico City really got to tie this game? This is going to be an all-time choke if the Aviators somehow lose this. The Aviators should be up by 20. I don't know how it's a 1-score game. They have kept the door open for Mexico City for far too long. And it might bite them in the rear end. You should be all for the Aviators losing. I'd be more scared to play against the Aviators than the Diablos. The Diablos have not impressed me at all today. Beating up the Browns defense is like beating up a handicapped kid. Can't really disagree with you there. Yeah, Bailey Zappi's played against the Browns defense and the Lions defense. Like, who are we kidding? I think you could make anybody look good against those two defenses. Time is ticking, under 4 to go. Mexico City's moving it down the field again. Neither of these teams should have a shot at the OFL Bowl. I mean, the Aviators have looked really good throughout the entirety of the playoffs. They beat the Pioneers, who are really good. They beat the Wizards, who are really good. And, I mean, they dominated the first half of this game. They've just, like, completely let go of the pedal in the second half, which is a bad thing. But both of these teams have deserved to make it here based on their playoff wins. Maybe they're not as good as the other teams in the regular season. I feel like in the regular season we were talking about how good, like, the 5 best teams in the AFC are, and, well, they're not here. Should have been my moment, but EA had to rip it away from me again. That's EA for you, folks. Good to know I'm watching a Ravens game again. Yeah, really. I mean, am I wrong? These two teams have played really well in the first 2 rounds of the playoffs. Overall, I would say I'm disappointed with both of them because the Aviators are choking away what was a dominant first half, and the Diablos don't look good today. But through their first 2 playoff games, I was really impressed. Oh my lord, did he just catch that? The Mexico City Diablos have just tied the game. Hey, it's Cooper Kupp. He did something. Suck it, AJ Terrell. I cannot believe this game is tied. Aviators, don't shoot yourself in the foot challenge. Impossible. They can still drive down the field and win. But if Columbus loses this game, I mean, they should be embarrassed as is. Yeah, I bet his foot wasn't it. That'd be funny. Although, you know, Madden wouldn't want to screw over the Aviators. So Columbus has it at the 29. Their offense was dominant in the first half, and they have done nothing in the second half. If I'm Matt Corral, I'm looking to get the ball to Sam Laporta. That should be the game plan here. All they need is a field goal, although based on their last possession, I don't think their kicker is very good. Remind me, why are we starting Savale again? I mean, hopefully for Cleveland they have like a plan. But that is questionable, to be starting a guy who has not played at all in the playoffs. So clearly you haven't trusted him yet. Why would you trust him in an elimination game? You just gotta hope it is not like Cleveland Guardians franchise version of Aaron Savale in the playoffs, because Lord knows, in the playoffs last year he was selling. There's a good play over to David Bell, who's been pretty good today. Savale should go 2 innings and then put Bieber in. They should do what we did last year in the playoffs in the Guardian series. Have Bieber come out in the bullpen and cook. Corral's under pressure. He fakes the sack and is still sacked. That's like 7 or 8 sacks by Mexico City, and now it's 3rd and 16 with under a minute to go. Corral looking deep. Sam Laporta. Was that Sam? Sam Laporta. That's 85. Yeah, 85 is pretty good, guys. He is him. I don't know if there's any other way to describe Sam Laporta's game, but he is him. Mosses the defender, takes it to the house. I said at the beginning of the drive, if I'm Matt Corral, just try to get the ball in 85's hands and let him go to work. Change Trey Lance's number to 85. I'm the worst. Should have picked Laporta. Isaiah Likely is like the 2nd best tight end in the league. I mean, Sam Laporta might be first, but Isaiah Likely's a baller too. A.J. Terrell is really going to go to the OFL Bowl, while Jair Alexander is throwing playoff games. It's like we didn't even trade him. A.J. Terrell's been locked down all day today. Is that Dontavius Brown? Why is he on special teams, first off? Why would you put your starting running back in on special teams? Are they idiots? For how the Aviators have managed this game in the second half, if they make it to the OFL Bowl, I hope they get crushed. Just because they are literally trying to lose. Cooper Kupp wide open to the 46. They got to call a timeout. Yeah, okay, good call. I'm trading my picks from next year for Laporta. We can't trade your picks from next year because we only have one more draft. And why would the Aviators even trade him? Baker throws it away. Good job to get rid of it. They want to kill their players. I guess so, but if he's not in the OFL Bowl, that's kind of a big loss. Who's their backup running back? I know they had Madison. He's gone. They have Chris Carson, I think. Ooh, broken up. Good play. I don't think that was A.J. Terrell. If it is, I'm going to cry myself to sleep tonight. 3rd and 10. They go short for Dalvin. He gets the first. Okay, this is where you start taking shots for the end zone. They do have another timeout. They could run another play, I guess. Or that. Why? Okay. Now they have to run a Hail Mary. Alright, this is probably it. I think they're only going to have time for one Hail Mary. For a spot in the OFL Bowl, Baker goes deep in the end zone. I think it's caught by somebody. Yes, it's the Diablos! And we are going to overtime. Okay. What a weird game. What a weird game this has been. This entire game makes no sense. None of it. I mean, it can't really be on Terrell because all of the corners were back there. Tails never fails, Mexico City. You know what's up. It's heads. Oh, well, Mexico City knows what's up. Okay, who did catch that? Neither team deserves to win. The Diablos have been bad today. They've been terrible, and the Aviators are shooting themselves in the foot. It was Cooper Kupp. Wait, no, that's not right. Alonzo Fulton. I don't know who that is, but he just saved Mexico City's season. Okay, so I think it's fair to say the Aviators are not EA's love child, right? Can we all agree now? Columbus has either given up or yeah, you're right. They've given up or nearly given up a Hail Mary in every playoff game. The last 2 times they had pass interference penalties, so I guess this time they made sure they didn't get penalized by letting him catch the goddamn ball. That's too funny. The Aviators cannot defend a Hail Mary to save their lives. And the only time they can defend it, they're penalized. And now Mexico City, who has been bad this game, can win it. If these two teams play like they are today in the OFL Bowl, whoever wins the Nfc Championship should win by about 30. That might be a face mask. Uh-oh, it's a face mask. That's not good news. The Aviators are continuously shooting themselves in the foot. Holding this for Richard Rodgers to catching Hail Marys. That name still gives me PTSD. Congrats on the LA Rams for winning the... Oh, fumble! And it's picked up by the Diablos. Oh, that was close. Columbus should have got that ball. Wow. Mexico City just saved their season. Whoever that offensive lineman is saved the day. That was close. Holy smokes. That should have been intercepted. Is Baker trying to lose? He fumbled it on first down and was nearly intercepted there. Baker's trying to lose, but the Aviators are not letting him. 3rd and 20. He's going to have to look deep, and he doesn't because he's a moron. What a bad drive by Baker Mayfield. So now the Aviators are going to get it back. They really don't deserve to win this game. Although they have been the better team. That doesn't mean they deserve it. So now it's next points win. All the Aviators need is 3. Hey, Matt Corral, you should look for number 85. Just a word of advice. Corral goes deep on the first play. What was that coverage? So the Aviators are going to the OFL Bowl. This might be the dumbest game I've ever seen in my entire life. Like, what was this entire game? David Bell had about 30 yards of separation. I'm speechless. I don't know what to say. This entire game makes no sense. So, after all of that, the Aviators win. We were 20 seconds away of simcasting the second half. And then it turned into whatever the hell this was. Oh, my Lord. I don't know what to say. We've had maybe, like, better games in OFL history, but this is up there for one of the dumbest games in OFL history I have ever seen. But the Aviators will be representing the AFC in the OFL Bowl. Jesus Christ, what was that? None of this game made sense. The Aviators were up 17-0. They were dominating, and then they stopped trying in the second half until the Sam Laporta touchdown. Then they allow the Hail Mary and get the ball back in overtime, and then that play happens. So, both quarterbacks were statistically very good. Matt Corral went off. It's not his fault the Aviators choked. What's the deal with Dontavius Brown? We'll have to check his injury. Sam Laporta, 9 for 194 and a touchdown. Yeah, he's pretty good. David Bell was also very good. He had 2 touchdowns, including the game winner, which... What was that play? We need to look at that again. From, like, the safety's perspective. Or let's look at it from David Bell's perspective. Where's 4? Okay, so he's lined out in the slot. Obviously, they're running a zone. But there's no safety back. Did they, like, stack the box or something? You gotta have one guy back. I mean, when he caught it, he was at the 35-yard line. The next closest defenders were 10 yards behind him. These two goofballs, 21 and 37, Dumb and Dumber. Joe Woods coaching the Diablos defense. Yeah. How did you only score 7 on them? I have no clue. Should have just fed Tommy Tremble the whole game. Clearly they can't cover tight ends. Alright, so the Aviators are going to the OFL Bowl. What happened to Dontavius Brown? I hope he can play. I want to see him. And we will. Okay, he's fine, but Rondale Moore and Patrick Queen got injured. 2 former Vikings. So now the only former Viking we'll get to see in the OFL Bowl, at least on their side, is A.J. Terrell. I would have been happy to see those guys win. Patrick Queen has been on our team the whole time. I would have been happy to see him win. Although, didn't he allow the game-winning touchdown in the Giants game where A.J. Terrell played like garbage? So maybe I don't want to see Patrick Queen do well. All right, now it's time to watch the Nfc Championship game. Siri, give me a number between 1 and 2.
It's 2.
2. So we will use her the Rams. I love how sometimes these teams show up and then they absolutely wet the bed the next week. Any given Sunday, or I guess any given day in the OFL. All Blacks, yes sir. You know what's up. These All Blacks have done wonders for the Niners. As for the Rams, do we want to have them wear blue, white? Their white jerseys are just so bad. Do we want to go all blue? Can't go wrong there. We could do an older version of the Rams jerseys as well. We could go old gold. We could go white. We could go St. Louis gold, which is more like brownish. Manifesting my OFL 29ers. Well, I guess that's what you're doing by wearing the All Blacks. Does anybody have a preference for the Rams? Going once, going twice? Okay, no one has a preference. All right, here we go. The NFC Championship game. Who will be facing off against the Columbus Aviators in the OFL Bowl? Will it be DJ Uiagalelei and the Los Angeles Rams? Or will it be Trey Lance and the no longer cursed San Francisco 49ers? We're the 70s classic home. Oh, well, I guess it's too late. Maybe we can watch those jerseys if the Rams win today. Yeah, the Diablos pass rush was really good. They deserve a lot of credit. And Matt Corral still dominated by being under pressure all game. The Rams are going to open up with the ball. The Rams won the NFC West over these guys, but it won't really matter if the Niners win this game. Here comes QB1, DJ Uiagalelei. He threw 40 touchdowns? Goddamn. I didn't realize he threw that many. Good for him. The Rams have some talent on offense. Javonte Williams. Jarvis Landry has been really good for a number of seasons with the Rams. Niners do have a good defense, though, although they weren't very good last week against Carolina. Bryce Young played really well. It's just that Nick Chubb played even better. Check down DJ, I like to call him. Well, he starts with a check down, although it's a pretty good gain of 9 to Javonte Williams. Look what happens when IT leaves for Rams. I would argue IT this year was better than Javonte, though. I mean, I think it worked out for both teams. I mean, obviously the Rams are really good, and the Browns are too. I think IT's been better in Cleveland, and Javonte has been more than fine here, so I would almost count it as a win-win. The Browns get to re-sign IT for cheap, and, we'll see what the Rams end up paying Javonte. I think he's a free agent this offseason. Can we get check down Corral back? I think check down Corral might be dead. Ooh, Bradley Chubb is hurt. That's not good for the 49ers. Is he going to the locker room? Uh-oh, that's not good. So he is out for the game. They did patch that in Madden 23 where players go to the locker room and still can come back. But for Madden 22, that we know if he's leaving the field, he's not coming back. Although the Niners do get a stop. It's our good friend Derek Jeter who makes the play. So now we get to see the Niners offense featuring Lap Dance Lance. San Francisco's offense is the reason why they've been here. Their defense has been very mediocre in the playoffs, but their offense, regardless of who's been in at quarterback, has been quite good. Trey Lance is the exact same touchdown to interception ratio as DJ. He does have about 800 more yards, but the other stats are pretty much the same. Oh, what a punt! Down at the 4. I thought that was a touchback. Time to see Nick Chubb go to work. He just clobbered a man. That was Aiden Hutchinson. Oh, dear, I don't know how to feel about that. If that was a different running back other than Nick Chubb, that'd be a 3-yard loss. Instead, he gained 7. And that completely opens up the playbook for the rest of the drive now that they're not backed up at the 10-yard line. I don't think he got it there. Yeah, 3rd and inches. Why are they running 5 wide? Give the ball to Nick Chubb. Trust that he can get you 2 feet. As Trey Lance is sacked by Aiden Hutchinson. Yeah, that was a really mismanaged play. I don't know what they were thinking. Long punt, though. That was from behind, like, the end zone. And he punted it to, like, the 25-yard line. That Canada offensive coordinator? They need a real offensive coordinator. They need Ben Johnson calling the plays. It's the Browns' favorite play, a jet sweep for Laviska Shenault. You do it that loser. Oh, yeah, you had that guy. I guess that explains why the punt went so far, but that doesn't mean he's not a loser. Second and 8. DJ on the run. Good throw for, I think the tight end here is Cameron Latu. Oh, he was out of bounds. Oh, okay. Never mind. Good throw, though. Third and 8. 49ers need Brian Ferentz. That sounds like a great idea. This time he throws it to the sidelines again, but nobody covered the receiver. Is that Juice? No, that's Gallup. I think Michael Gallup was the player who Nick Chubb tied with in fumbles this year. Although Gallup probably got the ball about 300 times less. So I guess do with that what you will. Who the hell was covering him? Probably the same guy who was covering David Bell on the final play of the AFC Championship game. 49ers punter is a future Viking. Yes, he is. That's the only team who should want him. Flag on the play. Is that going to be a hold? Yeah, it's a hold. On Braden Smith. Jordan Stout clears. I mean, I would hope he would clear Mr. Ariza, but he does in fact clear him. 1st and 20. There's everybody's favorite DJ. Jordan Stout for Niners offensive coordinator. That's what the people need. 2nd and 20. Here's Javonte. He's been quiet so far. Niners' run defense has been good. Their front seven is filled with superstars, along with Bradley Chubb, who, of course, is not in the game. As DJ is sacked out of field goal range by Noah Sewell. Go Ducks. I don't know why Octi saying Mr. Ariza made me chuckle. The guy may be a loser, but Ariza flows off the tongue really well. I don't know why. So the Rams are going to have to punt it. Quack, quack, indeed. Both offenses don't look too good today so far. Obviously, it's early. The Niners were backed up deep, and they're backed up deep again. What a punt again by the Rams, this time down at the 7. The Rams punter has been like the only player today who I would consider has been good. What-a punts are better when you're not going up against Nick Chubb, I will say that. Like, if you're facing off against a normal running back, then it's probably a little bit better. Nearly first pitch time. Uh-oh. I thought that was a Rams defender for some reason. I don't know why. But Trey Lance's first pass of the game is caught by John Vincent. I started the offseason yesterday through the NCAA series. I got a quick look at some of the players who are declaring for the draft. And let's just say I don't know if John Vincent's stock is going to go up. Not that it's his fault, but that's all I'll say. Remember the preseason game where Ariza was getting chased by God in Carolina? There was lightning at the stadium. Yeah, wasn't the game like pushed back or something? And then obviously he couldn't play. Want to spam the New York meme with David Ortiz tonight. Is John Vincent's a senior. John Vincent's already in the draft class. But there might be some younger receivers who might be leaving school early. But yeah, John Vincent's in the draft class already. 3rd and 5. Look at Lap Dance Lance. Look at him go. Still on his feet. What a run. Who needs Nick Chubb when you got Lap Dance Lance? Beat the Imperialists. What did the Rams ever do? Oh, well, I guess they beat my team. So I guess if anything, I should be the one mad at the Rams. Although, it's not really the Rams' fault that we stunk the bed. I guess when you have the combination of the Rams playing really well and us playing like garbage, the Rams are probably going to win by a lot. We let Nestor shove us. I may never forgive them. You shouldn't forgive them anyway. They're the Yankees. Justin Fields would have taken that to the house. I mean, Trey Lance is really fast, too. Chubb continues to be him. Niners are in the red zone. Will they strike first? Nick Chubb to the 11. Running with Chubb. 4 yards of carry will get you the first down. That's true. Oh, forgive them as in the Guardians. Okay. That makes a lot more sense. I mean, Nestor was an all-star this year, but... Now a 1st and goal. Can the Niners punch it in? Trey Lance, is he in? I think he is. That's a touchdown. And so the San Francisco 49ers strike first. Calling it, SpongeBob gets 2 hits and a 2-run shot. If SpongeBob plays well again today, then he will instantly become like a Cleveland folklore legend. And at the start of the year, he was what, in AAA? And nobody knew him? Well, I guess I knew him because I started the series with him. But I guess before April 1st, I had no idea who he was. Matt Canada, a drive to go. No, I don't think Chubb can get us an inch. We'll just go 5 wide and then punt. If we win, I'm changing his name to Lap Dance Lance. Good throw by L. Lance for a nice gain of 15 yards. That'll go for a first down. That just feels weird, but, I mean, Lap Dance Lance is him, so I guess it'll work. Look at Javonte go. He gets 13. SpongeBob would legit probably become bigger in the city than LeBron for about 4 months. SpongeBob TV ratings are going to go way up in the Cleveland area for a while. If they haven't already. Rams are really trying to get the run game working, and it's been... I mean, it hasn't been bad. Javonte's averaging 4 yards a pop. Back to Javonte again. He has more room. Look at him go. Imagine trying to run the ball against us. Well, Javonte is averaging like 6 yards a carry, so, I mean, right now it looks like it's working. Now DJ's alone in the backfield. And they get the first down again. I want a bench player to become a folklore just like Nick Foles. I mean, Justin Fields did for like a game. If Trey Lance was like seriously injured, then Justin Fields would be this league's Nick Foles. Why is the viewership for Nickelodeon so much higher in the children in the children area, in the Cleveland area? That's a good question. Meant for the Phillies. Oh, which bench players can become randomly good on the Phillies? Game 7 of the World Series at Mundo Sosa, walk-off home run. I guess it wouldn't be a walk-off because the Phillies would be away. Go-ahead 9th inning home run by Edmundo Sosa to win the World Series. Oh, Javonte's? No, he's not. He's right there. He just got the ball on that play. Need Brandon Marsh to have 4 homers. That works too. Oh, hurt in real life. Oh, yes. My keeper league fantasy team is very not pleased about that. Because there's Shaq Barrett with the sack. That'll end the drive through the Rams. This is what happens when you actually use Javonte Williams. Nathaniel Hackett is a hack, though. Garrett Stubbs calling it will be the stud. That's a random one, but I mean, it works. So the Niners are going to get it back. They scored on their last drive, looking to score again. Matt Vierling hits for the cycle. Imagine. Haven't been this nervous since Game 7 of the World Series in 2016. Yeah, I guess so. One of the Cleveland teams ever been, like, good since then. I mean, the Browns had the 2 playoff games, but I almost don't know if Browns fans would be nervous. I think they would just be tickled pink that they got back for the first time in 20 years. I mean, I guess Cleveland made the finals twice in that span, so now that I think about it, I guess I'm wrong. Need to watch the Guardians. Well, good luck. Can't wait to meet you in the World Series. Outside of New York and Houston, is everybody in, like, America rooting for the Guardians to make the World Series? I would have to think. We've passed the ball 5 times all game. And there's a minute left in the half. There's 6. Trey Lance is 6 for 6. He's throwing the ball like he did against us. Booth review. Why would they waste their review on a game of 7? I know it's not a coach's challenge. Yeah, I think he's in. 1, 2, 3. He might have gotten 3. I don't think you need 3 feet in the NFL, so that should stand. Seems like a waste of the review. We all just lost 30 seconds that we're not going to get back. So as far as I'm concerned, thanks a lot, officials. After the stupid review, Trey Lance is sacked again. Aiden Hutchinson with his second of the game. Jerome Boger, that does not look like a catch. LA has some pretty good strip clubs. That's probably true. I imagine Trey Lance is going to have a fun time after the game, especially if he wins. So either he'll be celebrating in there or he'll be coping in there. Trey Lance has all the time to throw, and he's not going to throw it. He's going to run, and he almost got it. I guess nobody got open, even though Trey Lance had like 10 seconds to throw it. And so the Niners will have to punt it. The Rams have not scored today. Can this be the drive where they change their fortunes? Not a great punt from Mr. Ariza. Do gritty. Okay. The Rams have 2 timeouts, so they have time to score. But not if you're going to be throwing 4-yard checkdowns, DJ. As DJ is sacked, and the Niners are going to start calling their timeouts. The Rams might just run the ball here. Honestly, they should. So the Niners go into their new drive of no timeouts. I wouldn't blame the Rams for running the ball at all. And that's what's going to happen. And the Niners call their last timeout. So San Francisco has no timeout. So their best bet is like a shot to the sidelines or a shot to the end zone. I know they're going to have a little bit under 30 seconds left, but I don't trust Madden with the clock at all. So just go for the sidelines or go for the end zone. I guess it's kind of hard to go for the end zone from the 25, but I mean, Trey Lance does have a pretty strong arm. They might just run the ball. That also is a possibility. But I guess if they're calling those timeouts, then maybe not. Yeah, no, they're going to try to score. That's not how you do it with no timeouts, by throwing it 5 yards downfield. And so that'll probably wrap up the first half. Yes, it will. We've got a defensive battle. I almost feel like it's refreshing to see a defensive battle because we've had a lot of really high-scoring games in the postseason. So I don't mind seeing a game like this as the Niners lead 7-0. I think San Francisco starts the ball, too. Of course, the winner will go up against the Columbus Aviators in the OFL Bowl after they beat Mexico City in the dumbest game I think I've ever seen. If the Niners can score here, they'll put themselves in a pretty good position. Can't wait for this game to go into overtime. Imagine, I mean, it's possible. It's only 7-0, so it could happen. But that would also require the Rams to score, and obviously they have not done that today. And they would kind of have to. When you get to watch OFL and the Guardians game, nothing like it. There's a Darius Smith. So the Niners get nothing, and it continues to be all about defense. There have been some long punts today. This really is a punt-off. Rams offense has to show up at some point. Everyone who's calling DJ mid has been right to do so because he has looked awfully mid. Although the Niners' pass rush has been really good. It's been the complete opposite of the first two Niner playoff games where their offense was really good and their defense was bad. It's been the opposite. Glad I have a good punter. There's nothing else wrong with him. What is an offense? I don't know. That's a good question. DJ's numbers aren't even bad. That's like the weird part. But he's not making any big-time throws, and Javonte only has a couple really nice runs. And every time the Rams are stringing together some plays, the Niners end up getting a sack. So it's not even like both offenses have been bad. It's just that they haven't really been clutch. They haven't made plays when they've needed to. Now it's a third down. The Rams could look to run the ball here. I would probably throw it. It's a run, and they get it. So I guess they're good for not listening to me. Yeah, Nick Chubb has been pretty meh so far in this game. I feel like he should get the ball more, but he hasn't been spectacular. What's good, Denmark? Welcome in. Your divisional foes are battling it out in a defensive battle in the NFC Championship to face off against the Aviators in the OFL Bowl. The Aviators won the first game today. It might have been the dumbest game I've ever seen for a number of reasons, including a horrible choke, a Hail Mary at the end of the game, and terrible coverage on the final play. It was very stupid. Just, yeah. The one word to describe that game is stupid. Second and 10. Not much. DJ needs to take a shot at some point. Maybe not on third down. On this play, you should just try to get the first down. But I'd like to see him try to stretch something downfield at some point. And it's dropped. And the Rams are kicking. Why? This is a 61-yard field goal. Why do we... Oh, is the NLCS starting today? I didn't realize it started today. No good. Who would have guessed? It does start today. Huh, the more you know. Yeah, 8:03. Are Philadelphia fans going to watch that or the Sixers game? Because that starts at like the same time. Savale already walked it, dude. Oh, boy. Great start. 2nd and 6. So there's one of the white superstar receivers, 81. I think John Vincent's 81. Trey Lance is still 8 for 8. He has not thrown an incompletion. He only has like 59 yards. So that's like not a lot of yards per completion. There's the Chubster. He gets about 6. No hotel in New York will let the Guardians stay, so they spread out across the city. How can that be like allowed? Like, I feel like in that case we're trying to, you know, not help the Guardians, which, I mean, for New York I would understand, but how is that allowed? Now 3rd and 4. Trey Lance is going to take a shot for the end zone, and he overthrows his target. Niners can still make it a 2-score game with a field goal, though. Manfred back at it again. Who got screwed over more by the game not happening last night? Because the Guardians now have Shane Bieber available, but the Yankees also get their bullpen available, and Nestor Cortez, so probably Cleveland. And I guess Cleveland by default, because who would the MLB rather help, Cleveland or the Yankees? Let's be real here. Thought it was more they were just all booked because fans were staying. I mean, that's possible, but New York probably has a lot of hotels, too, I would think. Next year, there's going to be a Black Friday game. Yeah, I just saw that. That's weird. A Black Friday NFL game. I mean, I guess more football, the better. Should have played in the rain. I mean, the weather was fine by like 10 o'clock, I think. Which I guess the MLB doesn't really want a 10 o'clock game, which I get. But they also didn't give any updates for like 4 hours, which is like really irresponsible. So, another MLB L. What's new? Rams got to get something going on this drive, or else they're in trouble. They're already down by 2 scores. Okay, there's something. There's something. Cameron Latu to the 33. That's a play. That's like their best play of the day. Oh, it's intercepted! DJ is picked off by Desean Kendrick, the real-life Ram. And the Rams are in real trouble. If San Francisco scores a touchdown, it turns into a sim. This Niners watched game curse, if it wasn't dead already, I think it's fair to say it's dead. Judge struck out. Thank you, Judge. Other than the home run he had in what, game 3 or 4? I don't remember. But other than the home run, he hasn't looked too hot. It's almost like he shouldn't win the MVP. Imagine being that the only time you can go to a game and they just leave you waiting for 4 hours. Yeah, if I was a fan at that game, I'd be pissed. They gave no updates for 3 hours. That's embarrassing. Are the Niners really going to do nothing off of this drive? You got to capitalize off the interception. And so that'll wrap up the third quarter. San Francisco's looking good. They had the shutout. They leave this one 10-0. If the Niners can score on this drive, they will be sitting pretty. Although they're already in a good spot as is. But point on this drive, and they might punch their ticket. Imagine 2 wild card teams in the OFL Bowl. That'd be crazy. 3rd and 13. Lance dancing around in the pocket. Has all the time in the world. He's going to run with it. And he does not get it. I think he has more rushing yards than passing yards. Unlike doubled the amount of pass completions. Yeah, Schwarber's been pretty bad too. I mean, the rest of his team obviously picked up the slack. Is Trey Lance a new running back? He might have taken tips from Justin Fields. This could be the last chance for the Rams to get back in the game. They just need points. Even a field goal. Just get points. DJ Uiagalelei was intercepted on the last drive under pressure, and he is sacked. by Zach Barrett. His second at the game. No Bradley Chubb, no problem. Zach Barrett is doing his job. If the Rams are backed up inside the 20 and it's 4th down, do you go for it or do you punt it? Kind of want to see what the Rams would do if they don't get it. Schwarber has 1 hit. That's pretty bad. Third down and like 12. 3rd and 11. Probably the biggest play of the game so far. DJ under more pressure from Shaq Barrett, and he throws it away. That's probably the smart play. Honestly, this might be irresponsible of them to do, but what do you have to lose? I would go for it. I think this is the right call. Now, if they don't get this, their season's just about done. But what do you have to lose? What kind of read is that? Why would you make that throw? DJ threw it right to the defense. So I guess you guys might have been onto something about DJ and the whole mid thing. That should have been intercepted. But now all the Niners need is a touchdown, and they are going to the OFL wall. Just give the ball to Nick Chubb. It should be pretty easy. He is 69 yards. Nice. Reese has also been bad at, besides the 3-run homer and the bat slam. Doesn't he have, like, what, 2 errors in playoffs? That's pretty bad. Although the bat slam is iconic now. Are the Niners really about to not score a touchdown? Crying out loud, you got to punch it in and finish the game here. And he is short. Yeah, I guess you might as well kick. Bat slam might be our Philly special. I don't think it beats the Philly special. Let's not get that crazy. But that's probably the best Phillies play in, like, what, a decade? The Niners make the field goal, so it's 13-0. Savale hit by a pitch, or hit a player. So what, that's 2 base runners? Yeah, it's almost like they shouldn't have started him. Come on, Terry. Yeah, 1st and 2nd, 1 away. Mound visit already. He's probably like 10 pitches in. Yikes. That's like pulling Blake Snell in the World Series. DJ is sacked again, this time by Jadeveon Clowney. The Niners pass rush has been really good today. The one thing I will say about DJ, who has not been impressive today, but I will say he's been under pressure the entire game. DJ nearly safetied, chucks up a prayer. He's going to catch it. Yep. I know this game way too well. Laviska Shenault mosses a dude to the 25-yard line. Reese has 4 hits in the postseason. That's a hit a game. That's not bad. I mean, he's not lighting the world on fire, but it's not bad. He's 19 pitches in. Okay. Well, that's even worse than 10. 19 pitches in, he's gotten 1 batter out. That's not great. Over-under on when Shane Bieber's warming up, sometime in the 2nd inning. You've played... Oh, I forgot about the other 2 games. I was only thinking about the Atlanta series. I guess you're right. Then 4 hits in 6 games is pretty blah. I forgot about St. Louis. Game's over. Nobody's scored yet. Let's not get ahead of ourselves, but Mr. Savale ain't looking great. He just allowed a homer? Oh, great. I didn't even know that. Okay, then maybe you can start to panic a little bit. For reference, Bryce has 10 hits. Well, Bryce is like maybe the best player in the National League. I don't know if that's a good comparison. Bryce Harper's on a $330 million contract. Another sack. Shaq Barrett has 3. DJ's gotten pounded in this game. Schwarber led the NL in homers. Yeah, but his average is like 230 or something. He's not a guy who's going to get hits on hits, but I guess one hit is terrible. So the Rams finally score. They cut it to 6. Schwarber has 218. Even worse. I gave him too much benefit of the doubt. Don't care if he's on 3 days rest. If he's available, you start him. Well, if only Terry Francona knew that. Don't even think he's in the bullpen. Yikes. That's not good. The Guardians could have taken advantage of the game being canceled yesterday and didn't. The Yankees will, because they're starting Cortez, and they're going to have their bullpen healthy. Bigger choker, Savale or the Ravens? At least with the Ravens, though, you have expectations. I feel like in order to be a choker, you have to have expectations. So probably the Ravens. Trey Lance has 59 passing yards, and his team's about to win. Ooh, the Niners had to call a timeout. Soriano is hurt. I don't know who that is, but he's hurt. Savale's being taken out already? That's like so irresponsible to start him. If you're going to give him that short of a leash. I'm not saying it's the wrong move now to take him out, but why would you start him if you have such a short leash? If you don't think he's going to do well, don't pitch him. It's not rocket science, Terry. The Ravens are signing Desean Jackson, according to Adam Schefter. Jesus. Is he going to tear his hamstring by week 9? That's my guess, week 9. Niners need one more first down and the game's over. Aaron Savale's playoff ERA is 81. Shout out to Calvin. Nothing there for Chubb. Week 11, he tears his ACL. Bold to assume he's going to play through a hamstring strain. 3rd and 6. This is it. Chubb doesn't get it. So the Rams are going to have a chance for probably 1 or 2 Hail Marys. Oh, boy. If this game ends on a Hail Mary, I don't know what to say. Oh, they're kicking a field goal. What are you doing? You got to punt the ball. That's a stupid call. Don't kick a 61-yard kick. Yeah, if he makes it, the game's over, but he's probably not going to make it. Now the Rams have a real shot to do this. Yeah, that play could have won them the game, but wouldn't you rather the Rams had the ball at the 20 than, say, the 40-something? The 50. There's a real shot this happens. Oh, boy. The Rams could realistically win this game. First Hail Mary attempt. DJ goes deep. Incomplete? Yes, they're going to have one more shot. The Hail Mary never works on the first attempt if there's more than one attempt. It always works on the last one. All right, this is it. For a spot in the OFL. Why are you throwing it there, you moron? What was that? There's 4 seconds left. You have the ball at the 50. You got to throw the ball for the end zone, you idiot. So, Niners and Aviators is our OFL Bowl. Yeah, you guys have every right to slander DJ however you wish. I will not stop you. DJ's numbers aren't bad for this game, but he played like garbage. I will say his offensive line was really bad, but his offensive line isn't stopping him on that last play from throwing it to the end zone. Yeah, his numbers are fine. I mean, they're not good. They're probably better than Trey Lance's, who had 59 passing yards. The Niners as a team had like 30 passing yards today. Nick Chubb was fine. Javonte was fine. Both offenses were pretty bad. Mine is Cameron Latu. He was good. And I guess Laviska Shenault had one nice play. Both pass rushers were great. Shaq Barrett had 3 sacks. Hutch had 2. What a weird set of 2 games. They were very different games, but they were both pretty stupid. Huh, okay. Niners and Aviators. That's a fun game. Now that we know the Niners watch game curse is over. What's good, Pokemon? Now that we know their curse is over, they could actually win this thing. 2 coaches who have never played in an OFL Bowl before. That's fun. 2 active coaches. That's fun. The 2 6 seeds. Huh. I feel like everybody's going to want the Niners to win because I feel like everybody has been rooting for the Niners and everybody's been rooting against the Aviators. So I feel like everybody's going to be rooting for the Niners, but I mean, I'm cool with both of these teams. Terry could have given a call to me and I would have been a better choice. I want Pro Bowl roster. Imagine if you traded for Carson Strong. I mean, Carson's a baller, Pro Bowl. Trey Lance may be in the OFL Bowl, which is better, but that's neither here nor there. Look at QB1, Hector Estrada. Well deserved. Clyde is RB2? What the hell? At least he's not over Najee, but still, what? At least they got the AFC running backs right, I guess. Odell Beckham is a Pro Bowler. Huh. That's a weird one. Mecole Hardman's also kind of a weird one. Here are your tight ends. Sure enough, Tommy Tremble and Isaiah Likely. Sam Laporta would have been here, but, well, he's in the OFL Bowl. Yeah, we'll take a quick look at the devs, and then we'll be wrapped up. Here's Ike Ekwonu. I like that. Anybody else? And injuries, too. You're right. We know the Aviator situation. Jack Fox, #1 kicker. Chubb. Oh, Bradley Chubb. For a second, I thought you meant Nick Chubb. I was like, what the hell? Nick Chubb's hurt? You don't see any Niners on there because the Niners aren't playing in the Pro Bowl. Silly goose. Unless you were being sarcastic, which I guess would make sense. Niners, injuries. Brian Soriano will not play. Sorry to hear that. And then for the Aviators, we know they just lost Rondale Moore and Patrick Queen in the AFC Championship game. 2 starters, 2 former Vikings. I wish it was a different former Viking who was injured, but that's neither here nor there.